Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a test drive for the new Gaplant IO. Except for the binders, which are large and fancy, it looks very much like a standard Gaplant in red, black, and yellow, so we're gonna, go through and just take a look at everything. I went through a brief overview in the update, but I'm just gonna start from the top here, just because I can. And that is not next camera I want. Oh, that'll make a good thumbnail, though. Let's go with it. And yeah. Okay, yeah. It is a cost 600 raid, usable in ground and space. It has melee priority 3. It does not have compatibility for ground, space, or water, so it does not move faster or get better boost efficiency in any of those environments. It has 22,000 hit points. It has ballistic resistance of 20, beam resistance of 32, melee resistance of 24, range strength of 20, melee strength of 40, movement speed, walk speed, well, hover speed, I'm sure, of 145, high speed movement of 225, which is fairly fast. I'm not sure where high speed maneuver tops out, but I'm guessing about 255. Thruster gauge 80, not bad. Turning speed 75 is decent. 17 close range slots, 18 medium range slots, 9 long range slots. As a mobile armor, it has movement speed of 195, high speed maneuver of 235. Same thruster gauge, obviously, but turning speed down to 54. More or less makes sense. Yeah, because it's hard to corner in those, obviously. So you can use the crouch button to put on the brakes and turn more precisely, but yeah. So let's check out the IO's skills, or weapons rather. We'll start there. The beam rifle is it's got different binders than the standard Gaplant. So the beam rifle is slightly different in terms of looks. Performance, it certainly seems to look be the same, but we'll find out when we get there. 2100 damage, heat rate of 80%, range 400 meters. Cooldown time 3.5 seconds between shots. Overheat time is 15 seconds. The default beam saber does 2500 damage. Its stats don't suggest anything unusual, but we'll see how it handles, because that may not be the whole story. Cooldown time between swings 2.5 seconds, 2500 damage. Sub-weapons, the double beam rifle, which I'm thinking work kind of like the Anxious, because just the way the description's written doesn't sound like they're rapid fire in the way that the standard Gaplants are. But either way, double beam rifles, 600 damage per shot, heat rate 25%, range 350 meters, cooldown time 8/10 of a second between shots, overheat 20 seconds, and focus 2.5 seconds to charge it. Continuous normal fire without suppression, but focused fire suppresses for increased damage. I'm thinking that probably once charged, the overall range will be similar to this. I know that charging does give a slight range bonus, I just don't remember if there's specific math to tell us how much. 2900 damage for the double beam sabers. Cooldown time on those is 3 seconds. Beam saber in each hand, offering increased power and coverage. Yeah, so no suggestion of a special ability of any kind, but we'll have to see what the animations look like. Okay, mobile armor mode. 2 sub-weapons, the double beam rifles, which in this mode generate less heat, also do less damage. 300 damage per shot, 18% heat per shot, range is the same, 350 meters, cooldown time same between shots, 8/10 of a second. Overheat is 13 seconds instead of 20, so That's not bad. Basically, by the time, if you, go all out as a mobile armor, by the time you're ready to transform again, it'll probably be cooled down. Then there's this, which is the Beam Mega Cannon. Power of 2000, heat rate 100%, range 450 meters, 20-second overheat, 1-second focus time. Requires focus but can penetrate and provides suppression on hit, so it stuns and pierces. And also it looks like it's going to involve the two special binders combining at the front of the mobile suit, which will at least provide an interesting silhouette. Okay, so we're going to skip equipping stuff for now and just leave it as it is. Shortcuts are perfectly fine in both modes. Skills. In mobile suit mode, assault booster level 3, which makes it faster to charge jumps and also makes your jumps faster. Makes you harder to knock out of the air as well. High performance balancer, so you can cancel boost directly into melee. Pretty much a go-to raid skill. Ambac makes it easier to just transition into normal movement at the end of your boost in space. Also gives you a little bit more turning speed. But yeah, there's like a small braking animation in space if you don't have a Ambac, or if you don't have, or if you are, change your direction at the end of a boost. So that's what that does. Level 2 maneuver armor, so when you're boosting, it reduces build stun, also stops instant stun, I believe, and also, since it's level 2, reduces damage by 10%. Forced injector level 2, so you can change directions while boosting, and it's more fuel efficient than level 1, which you run out of boost fairly quickly when you're using level 1 forced injector. Melee combo controller level 1, so it can do 2 melee swings with each weapon, which, with good enough boost efficiency, is plenty to just keep swinging forever if the cooldowns permit. Offense system level 1 reduces reaction when hit by a ranged attack during melee combat, so harder to get knocked out of your swing by the enemy's allies while you're stabbing them. So if one of your allies is being stabbed by one of these, tackle it or stab it. Emergency evasion system level 1, so a single dodge roll. Flight control level 3, which allows you to jump and boost in midair and reduces your thruster consumption when you do. Anti-blast stabilizer, it can stand in mobile suit explosions without getting heavy staggered. It transforms, which I think we knew. Damage control reduces staggers when hit consecutively by attacks without suppressive effects, so that should mean, less build stun problems, so that's not bad. A special back buffer, so 15% damage reduction on the backpack. Also in space, that will give you a little bit of resistance to, I believe it reduces the amount of backpack damage you take by 15%. So if I'm reading that right. Special leg buffer does the same on the ground, 2 legs. 15% damage reduction on the legs, which are pretty big targets, and also less stress on the legs. Lastly, special arm binder buffer, which means if they hit you in those big binders, you take 30% less damage. It's not bad. Still has that in mobile armor mode. Likewise the leg buffer, likewise the back buffer, likewise damage control. Transformation optimizer reduces thruster gauge consumption when activating high-speed movement or transforming back to normal mode by 60%. Reduces thruster gauge consumption while moving by 25%. So yeah, it's a lot more fuel efficient in mobile armor mode than it otherwise would be. Movable shield binder. This one interests me. While transformed, press the evasive maneuver button twice to perform an emergency evasion with a reduced drain on the thrusters. When maintaining high-speed movement, speed will increase by 5 and thruster consumption is reduced. So, if you don't overheat your boosters by doing a roll in midair, it will speed you up and make you more boost efficient for the rest of your flight. That could be interesting. High boost ram attack while transformed, maintaining high speed movement boosts speed by 10, and the power of ram attacks by 1500. Damage reduced by 20%, and stagger due to cumulative damage is reduced. So if you, just like with the Zeta Gundam I was looking at last week, you get extra ramming damage if you stay in boost for long enough. Thanks to everybody who let me know how that worked, because I'd forgotten. And yeah, extra speed, extra ramming attack damage. Also 20% damage reduction if you're hit, and even less build stun. Standard ram attack, which is something just about every, not every, but most flying suits have. Transformables, that is. High speed movement damages any target collided with. Transform button, shock dampeners, so yeah, reduces or cancels stagger after being attacked, so one stunning shot will not knock you out of the air. And anti-blast, so if you use a ram attack to kill something, you're not going to end up on your face. So, okay, that is the basics. Let us go and see how it works. Yeah, just a lot, on paper, in stats, this seems very similar to a garden variety Gaplant, so I'm looking very interested to see what the differences are. And can I spawn here? Thank you. Okay, yeah, so bigger boosters. Interestingly, they don't seem to contribute to its movement on the ground at all. Let's see. I am under cost here because I wanted Zoc on the field back here so we can test some stun values. Okay. So yeah, that's a fairly standard rifle shot as far as I can tell. I'm going to try it on the Gundam too, but yeah, it looks like it behaves almost exactly like the Gaplant's beam rifles always do. Okay, those actually, yeah, they fire differently than I was led to believe. They fire very similarly to the uncharged fire of the high mobility Kampfer's machine gun, which means that it can actually stun a Zoc in one pull of the trigger and two, bursts. And it can fire pretty quickly at that. Okay. So that is the uncharged version, which, yeah, that should stop a lot of different things very hard. That should be good. And here is the charged version, which is a lot more damage, but does not fully stun a Zoc. Let's kill this Zoc, so when I come back to it, I'll be ready. Yeah, let's just test that on the Gundam to see what kind of damage we get and if it has any kind of special abilities I haven't noticed. Doesn't seem to. Actually, I think it does pierce, because look at those, look at this, look at where the marks go after I hit it. Boom. Did it not hit the wall behind it? Because it sure looked like the last one's actually hit behind it. Boom. Yes! Yeah. Okay, so charge that has piercing. That's, I think that's different from the standard Gaplant. Alright, let's look at melee. Here is a single saber. Neutral is a big upswing. Left and right, or right and left, excuse me. Left, right, yeah. That is a really wide swing. I feel like it's, and angled at that, it's a swing you can hit things on the ground with for sure. Let me angle the camera down so we can see. Yeah, right, let's see. Yeah, about, like, almost directly to the thing's right is where that hits. And the downswing on single saber is a lunge. Not bad. I'm going to go back to the Zoc and see what kind of damage this does, and then we'll check out the double sabers. Okay. Boom. 6370, that's not bad for a downswing. Of course, we were talking about type advantage and 100 points down, so. Alright, so. Double sabers, neutral is that, which I know a couple other things have. I think I forget whether it's the Ghoul or the Jurek, I think, has a neutral similar to that. Some other things do too. Right, left. Those are even wider, I think, than the singles. I think that's going to hit if I do it. Not quite, just barely no. Let's see. Right here? Not quite. Okay. But yeah, very wide, and the downswing is... Okay, the wide swing. Which, man, the binders just about collide in the back. Okay, let's take a look at the transformed weapons as soon as the Zoc is ready to shoot. Transform. And here are the double guns. Okay, they fire in bursts of 3 in this mode. And, yeah, let's kill that, and then we'll try the single gun. Get some distance on the Zoc to try that. Or maybe just find another target. It's a big map. Okay, single gun. Charged. Yep, as you can see, kind of make out the binders have joined at the front to make a bigger gun. That's neat, and I am going to run out of boost before I can hit anything. Oops. Alright, well, we found another target, so it's another Gundam. Okay. Yeah, let me just go back here, and I'll come around the corner charged and give it a go. Okay. Charged, slow down to aim, and... Okay, very standard stun. Looks like from the meter it also counts as build stun, so it should also stop Zocs. We'll find out when I go back over to the Zoc, and see how that does. Wait for the cooldown. And let's see. Alright. And charging. Boom. I hit the post. I thought I was going to. Dang. Alright, we'll come at it from this direction. And that should be good as soon as the gun is back, which I think will be another couple of seconds. Try it. Yep, here it goes. Charging, and... Yes, it can even stun a Zoc, so that's pretty good. 1,500 damage. I don't think that was the ramming attack. I think I needed more build-up for that. We'll try that again from back here and see how that does. And... there we go. Yeah, that's the ramming attack, and it is 3,000 damage. Nice. Alright, so... Let's see. What else do I want to try? I want to try that dodging maneuver. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it is a spin. It leaves you in... It leaves you in mobile armor mode, which is unusual for dodging, and increases your speed for mobile armor dodges, I should say. And let's take a look at something here. I want to see if use the dodge, use the ram attack. Same 3,000 damage, but yeah, fairly boost efficient and fast. And lasts a good long time, so that's, yeah, and it stuns a Gundam, so that is a pretty good, that is not a terrible skill. I feel like it's kind of a subtle skill for some of the things we've gotten lately, but it's not a bad one. And, okay, yeah, that's interesting. Those two shots can do enough build stun to hit a Zoc, but... okay, they do enough build stun if they all connect. So, yeah, that's the deal there. The Gundam is skinny enough that it is much harder to hit all 4 shots out of both rifles, so that can be a thing. But if all 4 shots hit, you've got to stun. Yeah, like that. And there is the lunge, 3175 without type advantage. Didn't have enough time to do that. Let's go get the fresh Gundam and trying not to cough again, so I don't have to edit that out twice. But okay, let's see how if we can combo this relatively well. Oh, hi Zagaki. 1, 2, boost. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, the spacing is a little bit hard because, yeah, it is definitely, you're definitely leading with the far right of your very wide arms, and I'm pretty sure you can keep it going longer than that if you want to. But yeah, spacing is the enemy here, but yeah, if something's on your right side when you knock it down, then you're pretty well lined up. So, yeah, this is, I'd say not a revolutionary change over the standard Gaplant, but I like it, and I think it's going to be fairly effective. And again, it can stun some of the things with chonk buffers when it's got its mobile armor beam charged. So that is definitely a valuable skill. And yeah, if you roll at the beginning and then start boosting, you get, I think 2 different speed bonuses there, and it will keep going for a good long while. I was right near our base when I started boosting, and I am going to end here on Mass Driver, almost right at the enemy base. So probably what will happen when I use that is I will draw all the attention everywhere and get my full self killed. But also, yeah, if you want to go base bombing and you can figure out a path where the enemy's not going to intercept you, that could be useful. Let's try something here real quick before we wrap this up. But, okay, and if I've missed anything, let me know in the comments. I will try to test it out and bring it, and at least to mention it in the comments when I can. Okay, transform, spin, boost. How far can I go? I just left their base. How close can I get to our base from there? I don't think I'm going to make it, but there is, of course, this. I can spin again, which prolongs flight a little bit. And yeah, again, almost pretty close. Like within 1 building of the other base. So yeah, that is a pretty good long flight for a ground-bound mobile suit. So yeah, this looks interesting. If I can get a good round with it, you will probably see it again before the week is out, hopefully. And if not, at least you've got the ins and outs of it, and, I'll look at it. I kind of like it. Wouldn't mind if they did a model kit of this, or failing that, at least a set of, like, builder's parts boosters you could replace the standard Gaplant's guns with. That would be fun. But yeah, that is going to do it for this Gundam Battle Operation 2 test drive. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later! I nearly forgot. Here's the counter.